We're here at Sun and Fun 2012. We're down in one of my favorite places. It's called Paradise City. And we're talking with Paul Zornicki. Did I get that right?
It's very nice to see you again, Dan.
So welcome to Paul and Sun and Fun. We are looking at a powered paraglider, not a powered parachute. That's a totally wheeled carriage. You sit down, you never run it on your feet. Here, there's no wheels. But there is an engine, there is a prop, and there would be a wing up here. A parachute-like wing, a square canopy type of wing, basically. And that's controlled with your hands and so forth. But when I look at this, and a lot of people look at this, we go, okay, so I have to put this gorilla on my back, and then I've got to run, and I've got to do all this stuff. That sounds like a lot. How does that work for somebody?
Well, it's not really that difficult, Dan. There's different size engines for different size people. This engine, for example, anybody under 180 pounds, it only weighs 45. It's very, very light. So depending on your weight, you'll have an engine that's sized appropriately for you and a wing as well.
Okay, so the idea now, I know about the principle of kiting. You have this on when you do the kiting, you're
Yes.
ready to go, and you're basically turning around, and if the wind was from that way, you kite the wing up, right? Just like a string kite, you pull it up into the air, not quite, but the basic idea.
That's correct.
And then you kind of make sure you turn the right way. I remember doing that once when I did some non-powered paragliding. And so you turn around the right way, the wing is up, you're ready to go. Now you just need thrust, which comes from the engine, but also comes from the legs.
Correct.
A little bit. At least you got to stay from falling.
That's right. In 0 to 4, 0 to 5 miles an hour, you'd have the wing behind you and you do a forward launch. Hold the A's, which are at the leading edge of the wing, walk forward into the wind.
That'll snap it up over there.
And then you dampen the thrust because the wing will continue to fly. You lean back into your thrust and off you go.
Okay, you let the engine kind of hold you a little bit.
That's correct. If you continue to run, a lot of people run.
Yeah, the inclination is to, well, I better, because we've seen the guys out here, and there's always a good point of laughter about that, revving up the engine here.
That's right. So if you do it the other way, you lean back into the thrust, you can minimize the takeoff length to just a few steps.
Excellent. Well, suppose I just say, I got lousy legs. I don't know if I can do this.
We have wheels for you.
Or, more importantly, geez, I don't know, is that going to work? I find myself in the air and I don't really have it yet. Let's talk about how two people do this.
That's right. We have a tandem instruction rig, and I can show you in just a second.
All right, let's go have a look at that, Dave. All right, so now we're looking at something that at least I'm not going to be discovering this all on my own.
That's correct. You're
now,
not.
I assume, is an instructor back here doing the heavy work, sort of?
That's correct. I or the instructor would actually carry the weight of the engine. The student passenger nearly only has to stand up with this harness on and walk into the wind.
All right, so what I see here, it's great. The student's up here. He basically doesn't fall down is what he doesn't do.
That's the only job they have.
But there's a seat here, but you don't sit down. You first end up sort of standing.
That's correct. When the harness is on, it's like this, and then after we take off, the pilot will push the bar forward,
okay, so you got to put
and they can sit down.
So this is like the ottoman.
Exactly.
Okay, that's once you're aloft.
It turns into a lazy boy.
Okay, looks pretty comfortable too, actually.
It is actually very comfortable.
All right, so there's two of you now. You've done the necessary things. You're ready to go. You got the weight basically. You're holding the weight. You're leaning back into the thrust as you just taught us. The wing is up. You're ready to go. How many steps in typical flying conditions will each party have to do?
In the tandem configuration, it's going to take you probably about 20 steps.
20 steps, okay. And they're not really hard running steps,
No, not at all. They're pretty much just standing up straight and walking into the wind at a good clip.
Okay, so we're walking into the wind, and we're increasing our pace a little bit. Eventually this thing's going to push us up in the air because the wing is going to actually lift us up as more motion is more airflow over the wing, right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, but you know what? I'm still a little nervous because I got one leg that doesn't do too well. And suppose I just can't, we run a few steps, I go, hey, Paul, stop, I can't do it. And is there any other option? You got wheels?
We do have wheels. In fact, we have quite a few different trikes with different engines, depending again on your size.
Okay.
And that way you can launch safely in a sitting position with wheels.
All right, well, let's go have a look at one of those. All right, so now we're looking at a wheeled carriage. This is essentially the same thing we were looking at, but with some wheels on it, right?
That's correct. And you can get all different types of trikes or quads that would enable people to sit down when they launch. There's whether you have a bum knee, a bad ankle, or you're just getting on in your age, or you just don't want to run. You want to sit down and launch. We have a lot of different trikes that you can do that. They're all available on the market.
I'm guessing that for a number of people, this would at least be a great way to start.
In fact, in our school, we teach you to trike first, and then after about 10 to 20 flights, when you're comfortable with the process of taking off and landing, then we go ahead and give you the opportunity to foot launch.
And you're using trike as a verb here, meaning to use this carriage in lieu of a running.
That's correct.
Not three wheels. This can be three, four.
But it's got wheels on it, though. That's
correct.
That's
a
the
wheeled,
triking.
a wheeled.
All right, so at your school, you're one of the largest schools in the country, do I understand?
Actually, we're the busiest school in the country, 2011 and the first 2 months of 2012.
Excellent. And the name of the school?
Planet PPG.
Planet PPG. You're in Pine Island, Florida?
Pine Island Airport.
Pine Island, which is near Fort Myers.
Yes, it is.
For those that don't know where it's
That's
at.
right. We have a great facility. It's a 2,700-foot runway. We have camping facilities right on site, as well as a 10-acre square, and a 1-week-long fly-in every Christmas to include New Year's.
So you're a popular school. People go there. They come to your event. But you have one other aspect you do. You rent stuff to people.
That's few schools in the country that allow you to rent equipment before you buy. We want you to go ahead and learn how to fly first, rent equipment. That way you can identify what works best for you, what's appropriate, and what's safe. Then you're going to be able to make a purchase decision that's going to make you happy and last for years to come.
Sounds great. So for even more information, we've given a lot, but where do they go on the web to get even more stuff?
You can always go to planetppg.com.
Like Powered Paraglider.
That's correct.
But poweredppg.com.
That's exactly right.
I'll have news on this and more. I haven't flown one of these yet, but that could change. Only the unpowered one so far, but I'll have more on bydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com.